First of all, good afternoon. I'll be speaking on the railway station. So today on behalf of Creative Group, I'll be talking about the new railway station that's coming up in and around our areas. So India is undergoing a major transformation. So I'll speak about why we want to go for such a big remodeling and renovation. But before I start, I would like to we need to understand what is the India and where we stand and why we are looking for these kind of redevelopment. So if you look at the Prime Minister vision, there's a very bold template for a policy of 10 million economy by mid-30s. And the very first mandate, that is the next generation infrastructure in all sectors for ease of living. So that is the prime motive and the prime concern that we want to take care of before we move forward for a 10 million economy. Second most component is the Indian Railways. It is, as we know, it's a very big infra work that is for the government of India. So we need to understand what is railways and why we want to do these kind of redevelopment. So let's begin from the beginning. During the time of independence, the railways is the only mode of transport, and as we know, the Britishers ruled the country not on the gunpowder, but it's supposed to be ruled on the power of steam. And if we look at the India in today's scenario, the total traffic that railways are catering is 20% of the country's traffic. That's because after independence, a lot of development happens in the aviation sector, roadways, and a lot of other modes of transport came into the picture. So at current, we stand at 20% of the passenger traffic, and that 20% is also a very huge number. We are looking at 19,000 number of trains by the railways, 7,000 number of flights, 25 million number of passengers Indian Railways carries daily. And there are few facts. So we have almost 7,500 railway stations in India. And the total distance covered by Indian Railways daily equals 3.5 times the distance to the moon. And a lot more facts are also available, but this is just to give you an idea of what kind of infra we are looking at. The next question that comes is why we want to go for a redevelopment, and especially in the railway sector. So very first motive is we want to move towards a sustainable goal. As we all know, by 2050, Prime Minister has said we would be moving towards a renewable source of energy, and ultimate aim is to move to the hydrogen economy. So we started from a fossil fuel, we are into the renewable energy, and we would be going to the hydrogen mode. So moving towards a zero carbon transport future, that's what the vision of our Prime Minister, and we are on the mission to fulfill that. So for all this development, what Niti Aayog has given us a mandate. They want the railway share should increase to 45% from current 20, and we should be ready with the infra work by 2030. And for that, the annual capital expenditure has been increased to almost 1,60,000, which is 4 times the level in 2014. And nearly 50 lakh crores by 2030 are to be spent on the Indian Railways. So we are into a mega transformation. We are in the process of the largest TOT program in the world. Currently, 50 stations have been into the system. There are 200 we are working upon, and another 500 in the pipeline. So when we going for a redevelopment of a station, what we want to achieve, what is our aim, what's our vision that we are looking into it. So we classified them into 6 components. First is we are looking for a congestion-free, non-conflicting entry-exit to the station premises. I'll detail them out in other slides. Second, we are looking for a segregation of departure and arrival of the passengers. Also, once we segregate them, we want them to sit in a place that is, we are calling it a concourse. So we need to have an adequate concourse area without overcrowding where people can sit. We want to integrate the both sides of the city. What railway line does, it divides the city into two parts. So we have a station in the one side, and other side doesn't have a station. So the whole traffic moves into one direction. But if we put two stations on two sides, then we can easily manage our transport, we can manage our amenities and all other infra works. We are also looking for an integration of other modes of transport. If there's a metro, we want to integrate. If there is a bus stand, we want to integrate. If there's a station nearby, we want to integrate. And last not the least, we would like to enhance the passenger experience. So whatever you have railways in mind, that's going to transform. I'll just go through that. So this is what you see when you go to a railways nowadays. So this is the chaos right at the entry of the stations, and this is what we will be planning. So there will be dedicated arrival areas, dedicated departure areas, and the big plaza in front of the station. This is Ghaziabad. Same will happen on the other station. This is Raipur. So the left side is the departure areas, and the right side are the arrival areas, and the central is the public pedestrian plaza. This is the Bandra where we are going for a vertical segregation. So all the traffic moves at a grade of 15 meter, and we have a departure and arrival happening at a level of 15 meter. So when we say segregation of departure and arrivals, currently when you go to a station, you'll be hitting the incoming passengers and the outgoing passenger head to head. But that's going to change. There would be dedicated spaces for the departure areas and dedicated spaces for the arrival areas. So this is what we are planning for the Lokmanya Tilak. We have a dedicated arrival zones and dedicated departure zones. Same formula is applied for all other stations. Again, the Agra Kent, the central area for the departure, the right side is for the arrivals. This is for the Bandra, again, departure areas and the arrival areas all separate. So when we say adequate concourse without overcrowding, this scene, what we see in Mumbai and all other stations going to disappear. We don't want people to stand at the platform and wait for the train, but we would like to make them sit at a air concourse which is above the tracks in the platform, and this is what it's going to look like. So these are the concourse areas. We call them the roof plazas. That's going to happen all across the stations. These concourse areas are over the tracks, over the platform. So passenger will be waiting on these areas, and when the train comes, he will be departing down onto the platforms. So local intent for the stations are also being taken care of. So every station will be unique and will have an Indian character to it, as well as the international amenities. So once you are off the station, you always look for a bus stand. You always look for the metros to get connected. Also, this scenario will change. So this is a Pune where we are integrating the whole railway station, the bus stand, which is the tower building, and the metro on the backside. So you don't have to come down at a grade level. At a level of 10 meter or 6 meter, you can connect to both the metros and the bus stands. This is the Agra station and the Agra Kent metro station beautifully gelled together to make it an easy, seamless connection between the metros and the railway stations. This is Lucknow where the metro is getting integrated through the FOBs, and the FOB itself are not an FOB but looks like a building which flanks the main station building. So when I talk about the integration of both sides of the city, as I told you, the railway line divides the city into two parts. One side of the city has a station, other side doesn't have it. So traffic moves from one side to the other side, and that creates a lot of chaos. If we plan two stations on the two sides, the traffic can be handled at a 50% level. So this is Prayagraj, where we'll be doing a one station on the one side and the other station on the other side. This is Ambala, one station on this side, and the second station will come on the other side. This is the second station that has been planned. This is a Charbagh. As we all know, the Charbagh, the character we have seen, but this is very Indian in nature, and that's the second station building that we have planned on the other side. So when we talk about the enhanced passenger experience, the ticketing, all the kiosks that we see at the station will be moved into a world-class zone. So this will change into these things. This is Chennai Egmore. This is a departure hall that's a very high level and a 5-star rated finishes that will come into the picture. One more station. This is Howrah under planning. This is a Charbagh. So the whole image about the railway station is going to change, and you will be seeing a new infrastructure ready for the new 21st century of India. These are the ticketing counters that we are planning into the system. These are the waiting areas. This is a Charbagh. This is LTT Mumbai. So passenger connections to the railway station is of a very high quality and high standard. So I'll give you one example, the Egmore station that we did. I'll detail it out in detail. So this is what the existing building look like. It's year of construction 1905. It's an Indo-Saracenic style building. It classified into a heritage. So we have to manage and keep this building alive. We can't dismantle it, but we'll be building right next to it. So there's the existing metro line, there's a railway line, and the station, just one station on one side, and we don't have any station on the other side. So this is what we have planned. There would be 2 station building. The one is the GI station building, other is a Punamalai station building, and correspondingly to take care of the traffic, there is a MLCP on both the sides. So this is going to cater to lot of increase in traffic volume, and we call it a multimodal transit hub. So all the multimodal connectivity can happen from this side. So MLCP that we are talking about, it is like an airport connection where we plan an MMTH. It is 760 crore project under construction. The foundation work has started, and very soon, within a span of 2 years, we'll be getting this building into the picture. So this is a new proposed station building right next to a heritage. So what we did, we kept the heritage as it is, but we made our own station building which gel with the whole station in totality, but has its own understanding and a whole volume. So if you see 2 buildings together, the one which is heritage is red and white in color, and what we did our building also red and white in color, but it's more on white and less on red. And the basic component from the station building are also matching with the proposed building. So if you see the proposed station and the existing station, the character of the station remains the same, and still we managed to have a very modern looking building. The detailing which was there in the antique form, we have modified, we have used them in a very modern context. So the artwork which was part of the station building is also back into a station building with a new modern intent. So this is the new heritage building that's coming up right next to the old heritage. So we call it a heritage meets the modern India, and this is where all the action will start. This is the second building on the second side, and the best part is there is a metro station running under this building. So we are building on top of a metro station, and whole lot of engineering will be required to do this kind of work. This is the departure hall. So once you enter into the station building, this is what going to treat you. This is a very interesting triple height spaces that we want to create. We want to make it a gateway kind of a system, because all these stations and the airports, they behave like a gateway. So we want that volume, that magnanimity to be part of the station design.
So sorry to interrupt. I request you to conclude your session in next 2 minutes.
I'm done. This is on the other side. This is the entrance lobby on the second side. The detailing and the artwork are all taken from the local character. So Chennai is back into picture. all the beautiful pillared halls and the Madurai Meenakshi temple details are back into the system. We have Bharatnatyam artwork, we have a Gopuram, all the details, whatever possible, we have incorporated into our design. This is the world-class concourse area. The roof is inspired from a sea wave. There's a lotus column into the picture, and a lot of sustainable factor is also part of the thing. These we call it a city connection from one side of the station to the other side of the station. You'll be walking right next to retail areas, and you can cross from one side of the town to the other side. Concept design, as we told you, it's from a sea waves. So if you want a aviation, we can do. Otherwise, I'm okay. Thank you.